Recording.
Last week, you guys finished a fight in the main hall, dining hall area, and went and talked to the speaker. Found the speaker's keys, gave them to him, and asked about how he got trapped and who all was there, and he mentioned a red-skinned tiefling and a white-skinned tiefling. And you had not come across a white-skinned tiefling, and mentioned that, and he gave Celestine the keys and said to please check the rest of the keep, and he was missing some people, as well as you guys are missing the white tiefling. You guys made your way down to the cistern after trying to calmly persuade Warwar, I don't know, to rejoin his mother, and he lashed out, and you had no choice but to kill him. Well, you were trying to knock him out, and he killed himself. And then eventually you made it down to the cistern, where you are now. And Claudette, with her preternatural ability to walk on walls, scouted ahead, finding a food storage room, a 10 by 10 blue marble slab that was inset, which looked like a door of some sort, but with no way of possibly being opened. Continuing her walk around the cistern, she found an opening to the south and entered it. Noah and Arden, who were following it in this whole process in a rowboat, hopped out and signaled the other two that they could pull the rowboat back to them and come over. Claudette walked into first room, saw a giant block of ice with a humanoid-looking figure inside it. The block of ice had black chains wrapped around it. Behind it, on the south wall, was some sort of material covering the wall. In front of the statue was a black rapier stuck in the ground, point in the frost emanating from the ice block. Claudette headed to the west first, sneaking in, seeing an albino tiefling with a black crow resting on one of the horns. Both looked to be reading a book. She backed up and headed to the eastern room, which was empty except for a lever on the north wall, where one might guess the marble lab was. As she walked back into the central chamber, Celestine and Ilkin arrived in the boat. So as the rest of the party arrives to this central chamber, first question I have is, Ilkin, have you had your torch lit this entire time since you were out of combat?
Sorry, I thought I had it on. No, I know. How long has it been?
Since combat, probably 30 minutes or so.
So is that one or two? Oh no, when we crossed the water, I did not have my I turned it off when we crossed the water.
You turned off a torch.
Or I put it out in the water
Okay.
because I didn't want it to notify we were coming over.
As he passes by me, I'll go ahead and give him dark vision.
So as the rest of you join into this room, frost covers the floor of this dark 15-foot square room. 15? Looks like more like 25, whatever. 25-foot square room. To your left and right are narrow tunnels, and across from the entrance stands an 8-foot tall pillar of ice with a horned, pale-skinned humanoid figure wrapped inside it. The pillar is wrapped in black chains, and the wall behind it is covered in some sort of brown material. About a foot in front of the statue, a black rapier is stuck business end in the frost that reaches out from the base of the statue.
Claudette would like to investigate the rapier.
Let me an investigation check.
I suck as a rogue, man.
I think somebody else should play her character. I'm really the way you do that.
Um, looks like a black rapier. Is anybody carrying a torch or have a light source of any sort?
We're all dark vision now that I gave it to Illican.
He looks at Claudette. Is the room trapped we're in?
He will tell you that it is not.
Pretty sure she checked for that last week.
Correct.
Okay, I just want to make.
Now, Claudette will wait until after we've dealt with nearby dangers to do anything with the rapier.
So yeah, you are where you are.
Is there something we're waiting on specifically, guys, or?
No, he's.
Which way are we going to investigate first? To the left or the right? Or should I say east or west?
Well, Claudette has already told you about the, empty room to the east and the albino tiefling to the west.
And wasn't there also a switch in the wall to the east?
Yes. But it probably opens the marble slab out in the out in the water. Do we want to deal with this tiefling before we do anything else, or do we want to go exploring other places first?
I'd rather take care of the tieflings since we've had so much issues with it so far, and we might find something in the tiefling's room that will help us down here.
Okay, Meat Shield. Means you're up. I'll follow behind you, but I'm not going in that room first. I can talk from behind you. If that's what's necessary.
I'm gonna try something first. It might. And dexterity, right, for stealth?
That is, you just did stealth.
Well, I have a pet with me, so.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't look at what I roll when I'm doing my mentality. He tries to get over here to where he's in front of the door, but blocking him. And see if he can look over the shoulder.
As you get there, you notice this room is the private quarters of the albino tiefling who is sitting at a small desk in the dark, writing in a book with white leather covers. An ink-black crow perches on one of her horns and seems to read along with her scrivening. I don't know. Without taking her eyes off the page, she says to you, "Get out. I'm working." Other furnishings in this former storeroom include a red rug, a narrow bed, and a freestanding mirror in a wooden frame, none of which are remarkable.
What
He
was
looks.
what was the guy's name from above? Was it Kadroth or something like that?
Gedroth, yeah.
Okay, I'll kind of peek out from behind Illiken and say, by any chance, are you in business with the late Kadroth?
Late. Interesting. I knew his tongue would get the better of him eventually.
Yeah, he was doing some not so nice things up there to townspeople, and yeah, we're here to free the rest of them. I'm assuming you don't have a problem with that.
By all means, no. No problem at all.
You're not going to try and stop us.
Are there any
What?
left? We saw the bodies in the other room.
I let him do his thing, and I stay down here.
Do you
He is a bit too reckless, in my opinion.
Do you mind if I ask what you do down here?
Sleep research.
Sorry, what kind of research?
X. Near, far, anywhere.
Okay, then What do you know about this crystal in the other room here? It's kind of
That
a
is
curious
an
oddity.
altar to Libistus.
I see. Okay, well, I guess if you don't mind us freeing the townsfolk, and you're not going to be doing any experiments on them or trying to manipulate or influence them in any way.
No, not at all.
Insight check.
Yep, go ahead. You believe her?
Did you come in and take over the place with? And he says the guy's name that's dead.
Sorry, one more time.
Cadroth.
Did you come in with Kataroth and take over the speaker's house or mansion?
We came in and negotiated staying with the speaker based on the fact that the inn was being operated by some gray-skinned dwarves. And I asked to make this my study and my bedroom. What Kadroth did in the following 10 day was on him.
What's with all the bodies up to the northwest?
That would be best to ask the late Kadroth.
I see. Okay, then I guess we'll go ahead and leave you to your studies. And yeah.
And she turns back and starts reading her book again, or writing in her book.
I see no reason for conflict here, guys. She's not doing anything wrong. She's not even trying to do anything wrong, as far as I can tell.
Only thing is, I'd like to find out from the speaker if what he says was true, what she says is true. That because from what I know, they were both part of the capturing.
At this point, she's not been aggressive and mostly passive. We can move on. If we got to deal with her, we can deal with her later.
I have to agree with Arden.
All right.
Claudette would like to stealth and attempt to pull that rapier out. Celestine wouldn't care, but Claudette wants that sword.
Yep. Pulls it and it comes free.
It just comes free?
Yep. As she picks up this rapier, she notices the impression on this blade as though it was forged by manipulating the properties of obsidian. In fact, it seems to be so dark as though it is almost shunning the light away from it. As she slides her hand over the smooth and comfortable hilt, she notices 7 engraved runes along either side of the grip. The 7 runes are different, but the copies on the other side are the same. As her hand continues down the hilt to where the grip ends and the pommel begins, she notices a small black onyx gemstone centered opposite the front base where the guard should meet the grip. As she gazes upon the guard, a picturesque raven is ornately implanted within. Whomever designed this guard must have spent hours carving each precious feather so that the raven almost looks as though it is alive. Set in the sockets of the raven's head on either side of the peak of the guard are 2 black opals. The pommel consists of 1 large stone that looks clear at first glance, but as she stares at it, she sees wisps of black and gray within the center of the stone.
Nice.
Hey, damn it.
I speak to Arden, and if we're going to continue checking down here for safety, could he cast alarm to make sure that the tiefling doesn't come out? Or somebody doesn't come in behind us?
I can do that.
That is beautiful.
Okay, Claudette will climb up on the wall, walk up on the ceiling, and then go out to the metal or marble slab.
Do we want to check that other room with the switch?
We've already checked it. But there's no point in hitting the switch unless there's people that are ready to go through.
Okay.
I was thinking Nowhere and Arden in the boat again. Since they're arranged, they can help protect Claudette if they need to.
Good to me.
And then I'll go flip the switch. Unless you want to do it, Ilkin.
I'll do it in case something happens. Wait, and he looks at Claudette as she's... Did you check the switch for traps? Remembers opening something getting yelled at last time.
All that stuff was checked last week, dude.
Okay.
If there was something there, she didn't see it.
He's gonna go hit the switch and look in that other room.
Nowhere, you can climb in the boat and join Claudette?
I'm in the
Oh,
boat.
yes, I sure can.
Then I hit the switch.
Illiken, as you flip that switch, you hear a rumble coming from the other area or from that passageway as as the switch is flipped all the way into the up position. And Claudette, Nowhere, and Arden watch as the blue wall, the blue door per se,
I go and join everybody once that's done, and I didn't see anything happen inside the room.
they see the stone or the blue marble slab raise about 20 feet.
Oh, sitting here waiting for Claudette to move in. But I'm controlling her. Can she climb through it?
Yep.
Am I seeing anything? No, I see the passage, but is there anything else that I see in here?
Oh.
Or she sees in here, I should say?
The dark cistern continues for another 40 feet beyond the blue marble slab. The water in this part of the cistern is and a narrow tunnel is carved into the north wall, leading somewhere.
Okay, I'll move back over here and kind of whisper down to them as quietly as possible that there's a tunnel going north. Other than that, the room seems empty. And I would like to try to stealthily approach this hallway. So stealthy.
You're practically invisible.
As I come around the corner, I stub my toe on a stalactite and can't help but say ouch. But I continue down the hall. She continues down the hall. Assuming I see people.
You do.
Okay, can I drop down from the ceiling and talk to them? They awake? They alive?
The three in the back look like they're huddling up, and as you drop down right there, these two will maybe see first.
Do what?
Nope, they don't see you. So, as you drop down, nothing happens yet. So yeah, your move.
Okay. Arden, nowhere. Are you guys moving up or?
Okay,
That'd be fine.
if is this does the Yeah.
Okay. Claudette will drop down and say hello, I guess.
At that point, you will try and grapple her as he will yell to the others, "We can get out! We can finally get out!"
Huh? He grabs me, unfortunately. We're actually here to rescue you.
What? What?
Yeah, we're here to rescue you.
Oh, thank the heavens, and he'll let go of Claudette.
We can only. How are we going to do this since only 2 people fit in the boat?
Well, why don't we slowly take them back one at a time?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
One of you hop in and take them back one at a time. And yeah.
No way you're closest, so you can get in the boat and we'll help these people in one at a time. All right. First one's up.
Take a brevity, we will assume that you all do this, time and time again, 5 times to get each one of them over, and then a 6th time to come back.
Once the first one comes across, I do ask him, did the white tiefling have anything to do with your entrapment?
What white tiefling?
Answer that question.
Okay.
In 2 tieflings. A red one upstairs, and the one behind me pushing this boat.
Or not tiefling, but
Yes, Stephen.
okay, then yeah, then they don't know about him. So that or her. That works. Okay. Thank you.
Sustine, how cold is this water?
Rigid.
Never mind.
But as you're looking at the water, give me a perception check. Yeah.
See, I can roll numbers on my character. I actually know how to roll higher than a 5 on my character.
You can see swollen, half-frozen bodies near the bottom, weighed down by their chain shirts. There are 6 human corpses and 6 dwarf corpses in all.
Well, that's ominous, and I'll point it out to Illiken.
Illiken hates to do this. He knows he's setting himself up, but he would. He would actually light a torch so that the inside of the cave, water cave, is brighter.
Well, at this point, there's no reason not to light a torch.
And,
Outside the fact you have dark vision.
and as the people are crossed, he will ask one of them, if they know if they. Can you see the faces of the dwarves or anything of those that are in the water?
What's left of them?
Well, the reason why I ask, it's one of those where okay, are they identifiable or that's a dwarf? That's I know what the breed is, but I couldn't see the face, or could you see the?
It's very. I mean, they're about 10 feet underwater. Even with the torch glittering around, um, you get a little bit of a glassy effect over the top of the water, and then with the water moving with the rowboat, um, it's very. That's the best word would be blurry.
Okay,
You can tell that they're dwarves, you can tell that they're humans, but you can't really tell who they are.
uh, is he looks at Celestine and he asks, "Should I go and get one?" Just so we can see if they're new.
That's up to you, but that water's gonna be cold.
You can definitely tell that they're fresh, like they haven't decomposed.
They appear to be relatively new.
Because my concern is, from my time as in slavery, that our captors would, you know, execute us. However, since they haven't talked about it, and the girl behind us says she's been doing experiments, could those be
Never
her
said that.
experiments?
She said research.
Okay, research. Since she's been saying she's been doing research, and this is right outside her domicile.
Bill, can you give me an insight check?
Proximity should not equate to guilt.
Yeah, but that don't mean nothing to Ilkin.
Okay. You would have believed that what she was telling you was truth. She was researching artifacts. She wasn't doing experimentations. She wasn't doing research specifically here. Like she might have been researching in books here. Every few days, from what you've heard up above, she would leave and then she would come back.
Okay.
So are we done down here, guys?
I think so.
Let's notify the speaker of the bodies down.
He
And
may
see if
already
anybody's
know.
Okay, so we climb in the boat and get over to the entrance.
Switching pages.
Okay, let's exit here and go talk to the speaker.
So how many bodies are down in the water so far? 7.
In the water, there are about 10, and I believe there are
Okay, 13 in all.
There were 12 in the body and 4 in the storage chamber. 6 human, 6 dwarf in the water.
Okay. $16 bodies.
Okay, so let's go ahead and return to the speaker.
Can you move
What?
my token? Thank you.
Greetings, speaker. We went down into the cistern, managed to rescue a number of your people. There were quite a few bodies down there, unfortunately. I don't know how many of them were your people or casualties in another way.
Thank you. You're very capable indeed. Can you please go speak with Rourke at the uphill climb? Very good friend of mine.
Sure.
He can tell you where to find the rest of my militia, the ones that were off when these vagabonds took over. Please let them know that I am well and that we need to refortify the keep.
Would like to do an insight check to see where was important the bodies, if there was any response. That
Go for it.
hey, okay, that's a surprise, or you know, a surprise as in he didn't know about it, or a surprise as in damn, he found the bodies.
On one hand, wow. On the other hand, go for it. He seemed he didn't seem like he was hiding anything. He seemed more nonchalantly in the terms of if any of them were his people, that they obviously didn't do a very good job at surviving.
Damn nice guy. Okay, and that's what. What do we do now, guys?
I want to do something, but it's completely meta gaming, so I don't think I should do it.
Didn't he just ask us to go to the?
Yeah, uphill climb. Let's go ahead and head that direction, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
As we
Understand.
leave,
Go ahead.
once we're away from the speaker, I say I think we should ask the townfolk if there's been any disappearances lately.
If there's been any what?
Disappearances lately.
Why? You think somebody's conspiring to kill bodies and hide them in the cistern?
I think that it's something that many bodies fresh. It's a good idea to find. I mean, so far we know the north.
So far, we know what?
The Brotherhood. We're having them. Now we found, if nothing else, of murder, of bodies being sunk underwater.
You know that this place was. We just freed this place from a cult, right? A devil worshipping cult.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if the cult is not to blame, because you wouldn't think that they would be friends with the guys that wouldn't stay there, and none of them had the pendants on their neck.
Where else do you think fresh bodies came from? They've been here for like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah,
No, I don't understand your logic. I mean, where else would these bodies come from? The access is from the castle, where the cult was staying. A demon worshipping cult that has been here for a week, and these bodies are relatively fresh. Where else would these bodies come from? They had to come from up here somewhere. And it was under control of the cult at the time.
okay.
I mean, we can ask the questions you want to ask. I just
Oh.
I don't see the logic behind it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Arden. I keep interrupting you.
I had, well, the only thing I had was when we came up here, nobody asked about the people that were imprisoned. And we haven't seen them.
The people that were in prison, we just rescued a bunch of them.
Yeah, they were like, they came up.
Where'd they go?
Where'd they go? And the speaker didn't say anything about, like, thanks for freeing those people for me. I'm just wondering. That's a little weird.
Well, there's 2 of them in the room with us, and I can see I can see three
Yeah.
others on the map, but you guys can't see them because
Okay. I didn't see that
It
one up there before when I was up there.
it
Okay.
took me a moment to get them moved from the other
Okay.
map over and put them. I had to look it up and figure out where they were supposed to be because each of them actually had a assigned ability or assigned position in the keep.
Okay. It still led me to question because the one person that was up here was already up here. That's the one that we talked to when we first come through. She was cleaning the tables, and we got up here to speak. We didn't say anything
Okay.
about thank you, which okay is all right. It's just if he ain't gonna thank me, I'd like to smack him one. He asked us to do him
Then I do
something.
ask one of the people we rescued, is anybody missing?
Whoever you asked. Well, actually, it depends on who you're going to ask. Put it that way.
How about if I ask this one right here next to me?
Doesn't speak.
She doesn't speak.
Does not speak. He points at her mouth and then kind of gives you like a shrug.
That was a lot of help.
I go to the one that I go to the chef because he would be the one that knows everybody, and he was the most helpful.
So he comes out. He goes. He spends about 15 minutes talking to people, talking to the others. And he says, "This is the normal staff of the keep. In addition to the young tiefling girl over talking with Speaker Seaver and the new boy that was taking care of the dogs. Outside of them, the only people that he has not seen as of yet are the 12 guards that were on duty the day that the fighting was."
Hi, who's this individual in the back room here that I can see?
There were
Which one?
12 guards missing.
This one?
No, the other one in the top right corner.
That's a goat.
Okay.
That's probably going to be dinner.
All right. I could see it, and it wasn't like okay. Just
He
making
said,
sure.
she said there were 12 missing guards, which accounts for the 12 bodies at the bottom of the cistern.
races, were they 6 and 6? Humans and dwarves?
I don't typically meet them. They typically eat down at the uphill climb. But sure, I know that they typically have 12 guards on and 12 guards off. And they rotate shifts. But I've never actually met any of the guards.
Okay. He's ready to go to the up the climb then. Now he's got a little bit more information to ask.
Yeah, and I will actually return to the speaker and say, as any sign of gratitude you might show to us for rescuing you and your people, I'd like to ask that you keep the boy outside and Akira there on as employees going forward.
Yes, we were just discussing that, me and her, and the boy has already moved in and is fast asleep in a warm bed in the servants' quarters.
Very good. Okay. Let's go to the uphill thing.
He will be assigned duty. I already have a dog keeper who you just rescued, so she will go back to her responsibility.
Okay. Then let's go. And start heading out of town. Or heading out of the Caer.
I'm not going to switch maps, but
You're not going to switch maps?
no, I can switch back to the city, but or the town or whatever, but back or not.
Oh, we're just going
I would
down
imagine.
uphill climb.
Yeah, uphill climb to talk to Rourke and find out where the other rest of the militia live, and then go talk to them, and then I would imagine come back.
Pretty much.
Okay. So, theater of the mind. You get down to the uphill climb, and in a couple hours, so
I also want to put aside Horwar's body so it isn't disposed of while we're doing this. Sorry, go ahead.
Can I retro one question to the speaker, just to clarify that he did say that the white tiefling could stay in that room, and that everything was copacetic that way.
yes.
Okay.
Actually, his answer will his answer will be yes. I told you a couple hours ago that the white tiefling and the red tiefling negotiated to staying here.
I was confirming that you had no ill treatment from the white tiefling as you did the red.
Haven't seen her. Haven't seen her since that meeting. She said that she wanted a blow, and I said, go for it. Just storage.
Thank you. Sorry, guys.
Alright, so now back to the uphill climb. As you are entering the uphill climb, Rourke is behind the bar, and he looks at you and says, back for some more water? Then he laughs.
Haha, nice one. No, Speaker Sieber sent us to let you know that that he's feeling better and that he would like to summon the remainder of his militia to refortify the Caer.
That is very good that he is feeling better. I am very glasses to what word I'm looking for. Sec. Exhilarated sounds great. I'm very exhilarated to know that he is feeling well and that you were able to gain access to the Caer.
See, he seems off. Is he? First of all, is he wearing a pendant? One of those glass
He is
shards?
not.
Okay. Does he
You get the
seem
feeling that
circumspect?
he knew more than he was leading on to know, but that he is happy that the speaker as well.
Okay, good. So, should we gather the militia, or are you going to do that, or what?
I've got to stay here. If you can do it, I can tell you where they live. And he'll scribble down 12 names and kind of X different houses along the way.
Okay, I will hand out some names, and we can all go to different houses telling them different stories to bring them back.
As he is marking piece of parchment for you on which houses to go talk to. An old gnome will walk up to you. Actually, I'll walk up to Illican and look straight up 5 feet into Illican's cavernous nose, ears. And adventurers? Adventurers! You have anything you would like to get rid of? I love to buy for my collection. Big collection it is. Biggest I know of anyways.
Really, what kinds of things do you have in this collection?
Bits and pieces of the history of Tin Towns. Did you know that most of the buildings here in town are over 200 years old? Some are closer to 400 years old. History can be quite fun. Yes, it can. I
That's
almost have
impressive.
a full account of the war against Tin Towns 100 years ago, as penned by one that was near and dear, if one could really be near and dear, of course, to a Caer Kessel himself. Horrible, horrible man, but interesting. Yes, yes, very interesting indeed.
Wow.
He will look back up at the Goliath, say, "You, sir, would you be willing to get rid of that massive tusk? That cannot be fun to carry around."
He shows him the tusk and the shattered tusk parts that he carries.
No, just the intact one.
What would you be willing?
Give you 17 gold for it.
Since money isn't really his thing, he says okay.
he will go up to Rourke and pay for his meal and say, let's go. We'll go down to my house. I don't carry lots of money around with me when I'm in town.
He goes with him, and he goes, for an additional 3, I'll tell you the story of where I found it.
Sounds great. Sounds like a deal. And he will hobble outside.
He will follow.
Might as well follow him first. Or, yeah, him. Did we catch a name on this guy?
You've not.
Of course not. Because we suck.
Yeah, that'd
Look,
be
he
too
doesn't talk to
helpful.
people. He doesn't think about such things.
I am gonna go move everybody back to the other map, to the Dineval.
Honestly, none of us thought about it, so...
Yeah.
So, as you make your way down, you will get down to that house right there, and let you all in. And he has all kinds of crap all over the place.
I didn't see where you indicated this house was.
It's that black line. I'm on a different page at the moment, but
Oh,
that black
right.
line.
While we're walking, I'll say... I'm afraid we didn't catch your name.
Ma'am, my name is Culver Ailson. That in for you? What is yours?
Greetings, Culver. My name is Celestine.
I met Celestine. Are you from here? Are all of you from here? Like, where are you from? I want to know everything.
I was born and raised here in 10 Towns. Well, in the north, anyway. In Icewind Dale. There's not really a whole lot more to that.
He looks over at Illican, and he's seems to be mesmerized by Illican. Like, he's you can figure that he's probably seen elves before, and obviously there's been a bit of a tiefling invasion in the town, so he may have seen tieflings here and there, but he is just amazed by the Goliath. As you are in his home, he will find his little storage of coins, and he will count out 20 gold coins for Illican and ask that he puts the tusk up on top of a, I don't know, armoire shelf kind of looking thing. As you look around, there is halfling stick amid ball game, finely etched dwarven dagger, bunch of maps of Icewind Dale, some maps from each of the towns, old storefront banners that you haven't seen in any of the towns that you've been in thus far, and they look probably 30 plus years old.
He tells him a little bit about himself while he's looking at the maps. And can I look at, when I'm looking at the maps of Tin Towns and everything, can I get from memory, can I at least compare it to what our map looked like without pulling out my copy?
You have a copy?
I thought she gave one of it to us. I thought it was me. It might have been somebody else. I know two. We
That
have
was
the hand
Bill
drawn.
Claudette's.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought she gave one to us.
The map that you guys found at the ferry was like a hand-drawn sketch. It didn't really do justice. You guys marked those pieces off the hand-drawn map onto your map that Claudette stole.
So basically, Claudette has two maps. One's
Okay,
just a bad hand drop one.
these are old. Since these are older maps, like, hey, this actually has that building that we drawn in there, type of thing. It's not on the newer one.
It looks like comparing these maps to the places that you have seen. Like if you look at East Haven, there's the buildings that are there kind of look like you may have seen them, but there's more buildings now.
By any chance, do I see a wolf skull headdress in here?
Me an investigation check. You see a headdress off towards the kitchen. It looks like it could be wolf-like in nature.
Do I recognize it?
You do not.
Okay. Also, by any chance, do I happen to see a cauldron that we are looking for in here?
He has a cauldron in the kitchen, but it is nowhere near the size that you that you'd taken from the caves.
Okay.
As you are looking in the kitchen, you will go into oh, I'm just gonna say he'll notice you looking at the headdress, and he'll start talking about the headdress and how Yeti tribes would make headdresses of this and this and this and that and everything else, and he'd be like, "That right there is a warg headdress from a Yeti tribe that I traded with about 20 years ago."
It's decent work.
Ah, it's less about the work, more about the history.
I'm surprised that they were willing to trade it to you.
Back when I was younger, I got out more and I could make deals and make trades. Now I have to admit I can't get out anymore, and so I am stuck to my small abode here, and I rely on adventurers like yourselves coming with stories and memorabilia. But in the last 2 years, there has not been a lot of adventurers coming through. We have dried up on adventures, apparently, and if this winter lasts much longer, I will probably dry up as well.
Could it be the location you're in?
There's but nowhere to move. The winter has the whole Dale in her hands. You cannot escape the Dale, therefore you cannot move anywhere.
You look like you've lived an interesting life. He's looking over the stuff.
Can I do an insight check on him? When he said he traded for that headdress, did the act of trading involve violence?
That one's hard. You would get the sense that he believes um that it was an even trade.
did you trade for that headdress?
Group of hunters. We went out and I shouldn't say we, they were lucky to find 4 Craig cats. And they were able to kill 2 of them. We hauled them to a cave where we were known in the spine of the world that was known to frequent Yetis were known to frequent, and brought them there, and I picked out one of their headdresses. I pointed it at them, at that, and then I pointed at the 2 Craig cats, and I pointed back at them, and it set the headdress in front of my feet and dragged the Craig cats back into its lair and reared at me. And I took that as a deal. So I took the headdress and we left. I have to admit, I don't know how they speak, but he handed me he placed it in front of me and grabbed the cats, so the deal was struck.
I'm choosing to remain suspicious, but I will drop the matter for the moment.
Sounds so exciting.
Is there something you needed from us, Culver? Is there a reason you...
Oh, no. I love stuff. I love history. And I saw that there tusk. And it called to me. I just needed to have it.
Illican, I think you owe the man a story.
Ilkin laughs. We were. Oh, what town were we coming out of first? I can't remember.
First town we were coming out of was,
No, the town that was covered by wolves.
Dugan's Hole.
That was Dugan's Hole, yeah.
We were just leaving Dugan's Hole, and we were approached by some wolves, talking wolves, and they said they needed help. We didn't believe them at first. They just looked too. Well, they were talking first. Second of all, their stories weren't adding up. We followed them. Followed them to this abode, this giant's abode. Got into them right, a little scuffle with them. They didn't survive. And then we started to explore the gods. There was a giant whale. There's also a giant we took out too. No, that was a beast, not a giant. Oh man, and come from mining, and I had to see what there was. Chiseling away at this. He's got this big old tooth or rib cage. It was great too.
So all the while that you're telling him this story, he is just like looking at you in awe and just amazed. like jaw open, like eating up every little bit of the story.
I've been carrying around ever since. You know, you're the first one who's actually noticed it. People don't pay attention anymore.
And he will say, "Yeah, this world is coming to a bitter cold end. Wish I could see the sun one more time before it all ends. This winter is horrible."
Keep the faith. Nature runs in cycles.
Thank you. Thank you for your story and letting me see history. I've never seen history like this. I'm used to the mountains, trees, well, snow, but I'm used to that. Not history. Physical evidence. Stories it tells.
After you get done, he will usher you out of his house so that he can go back about his business. And as you leave his house, he will mention, if you are ever back here and I have not expired yet, please, if you have any new historical artifacts of Tin Towns, please come by. I'll most likely either be here or where you met me up at the uphill climb.
Will do.
Well, the question for you: do you have a anybody who can identify magical items in town?
Kind of a small town. I hear there's a dwarven armor smith in Brinshander that does some identification stuff. I hear there's a couple of temples as well that do it. You might be able to find a wizard or two of the arcane arts that have that sort of knowledge in the bigger towns, but I know none. I know none here in Caer Dineval.
That's okay. Just curious as he pats his pickaxe and grumbles a little bit and smiles as he's doing it. Thank you for the stories. If I'm back this way, I'll tell you some more.
Sounds like a plan.
And we go and round up the militia people.
Alrighty. I move back to the other map.
Okay. Return to the speaker. Little speaker receiver, your militia folks should be on their way.
You will say, "You have done the town of Caer Dineval a great service. Anytime you are in town, you shall be awarded free stay here. My home is your home. Well, minus my bed chambers and my office, of course. But aside from that, you can go as you please within the grounds."
It's good to hear. Thank you.
I must confess that small town, we don't really have much to spare. There's an old library upstairs. Was here probably when the keep was created. Word has it that it was burned down by orcs at some point, and nobody ever did anything with it. I haven't done anything with it. I have no need to do anything with it. So if you would like to access it, see if there's anything of value inside, you can have whatever you can find. I don't honestly know what's in there.
I'll kind of look at the others and shrug and say, yeah, we'll take a look. Can't hurt.
Which way do we go? Which way do we go?
I don't
He
know.
will.
George. I don't know, George.
He will lead you up to the second level to his bedchambers, and through his bedchambers to the library.
Okay, so I guess let's look around. Celestine is going to do an investigation, and Claudette's going to help. Because Claudette sucks. Or at least my rolls on Claudette suck.
But Celestine gets a double 1.
So it looks like I got a 15 with 3 on guidance. If you'll let me have it.
Hanging on a rusty nail, pounded into the stone mantle above the giant hearth, is a copper ring. And in the fireplace, a fairly large spider, as spiders go, is sitting on its web near the bottom of the fireplace. It almost looks as if the thick web is breathing on its own each time a gust of wind makes its way down the chimney. Beneath the web is a small glass-like glint. And perusing the shelves, there are multiple tomes. Most have been burnt up. The few that have not completely turned to ash are badly charred. If you look over them, you can make out one of the books that says Bookboo. A couple shelves. One says Advanced Mech of Madge, and then something else. And on the bottom shelf, over in this corner here, there is a tome that seems to be unscathed from the fire that overtook the room. The spine of the book is written in a strange language. The front of the book has 3 strategically placed 9s around a circle with a palm tree in the middle. And there's a clasp that seems to have no lock, keeping the book together.
Okay, I will pick up the book, and this ring you said on the wall, is it like a finger ring, or is it like just like a circle of copper?
Like a ring that would go on your finger.
Okay, I'll take that as well. And then I will use the spear of my shaft to kind of push the spider aside. Or, I'm sorry. The point of my spear. Spear of my shaft. What the hell am I thinking? Point of my spear to push the spider aside. Kind of cut the web away and collect whatever was in the corner. I'm not opposed to killing the spider if I need to. Because, in real life, I don't like spiders. I'm just saying. Celestine probably wouldn't kill it unless she had to.
Yeah, as your spear gets close to it, it will scutter up its web.
Okay, now I'll kind of poke the spear through the webbing and use the tip to drag whatever that shiny thing is out. And pick it up. And I will take some time to... That was the 3 items, right? The ring,
Yep.
the glass thing. What is this glass thing that I picked up? Is it like an actual glass, or?
No, it looks like a gem of some sort.
Oh, how big?
About half the size of your fist.
What color?
Translucent, clear.
Ooh.
Almost looks diamond-like in appearance.
Ooh. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and set the items down on the table and take 10 minutes to cast Detect Magic.
If you do so, you can see that they are all magical.
All 3 are magical. Okay.
Um, the ring, let's see, learn its properties and how to use them. All right, so the ring, you see an aura of conjuration magic, and as you focus on the ring itself, you notice atop the ring is a web intricately carved into the ring. On the inside, there is a strange inscription that reads, "To my love, may you never leave." And the properties is that the ring allows the user to cast the web spell 3 times per long rest. No picture, so sorry. The Home gives off interesting aura. Kind of a melding between transmutation and evocation. And you can tell that by reading the book, something beneficial might happen, but you cannot discern what that is currently, as the book is locked and will not open. And the gem the gem it looks translucent, almost diamond-like in appearance. When charged, I can't get that yet. You can tell that the gem can hold 3 charges within its interior, and that it uses a source of magic that you've never come across before. A strange red aura of some sort. But what you can tell currently is that it is used to identify objects. Everybody there?
We were listening, but since he hasn't told us anything, I don't know nothing.
I'm here.
What do you do, Jeff? Or sorry, Celestine.
Crap, sorry, it's muted. I tell you guys everything that I was just told. Um,
You touched the spider ring and it set us off a howl among the hounds.
Let me recant that. Essentially, I was looking up something that I shouldn't have been looking at. The ring is giving off a transmutation, aura, I think it was. No, the other one was transmutation. I don't know. I'm lost again.
the ring would be conjuration. The
Okay.
other one would be transmutation.
So, she saw a conjuration aura around the ring, transmutation, and I believe evocation around the book, and a strange aura that she's never seen around the gem. And the book is locked and currently cannot be opened.
Okay. If we get to where you're able to, could you identify my mace to see if I need to replace it? Or my pickaxe to see if I need to replace it? And
I can't identify. This ring seems to have conjuration magic in it. I don't know what these items do. This ring seems to have conjuration magic in it. The book seems to have transmutation.
you don't know the further, you just know the start. Got
Yeah, and this gem has a strange red aura around it that I've never seen before. And Illiken, you seem to have knowledge of metals and gems and such. Is this something you have interest in?
Yes. Can I use my gem to look at it?
And you look
He'll take it from him, but can I determine anything from it?
you give me a history check. Got a low DC, but I want to see if you can remember this. Oh yeah. You recognize this gem, or this type of gem, from your time in the mines. One of your masters had one when he received a new whip one day. He pricked his finger and touched it to the whip, and a smile came over his face just as he saw you looking at him. He brought this three-headed snake whip to your back with pleasure. From your recollection and the painful sting that you can almost feel upon your back, you believe this to be a bloodstone of recognition.
I explain what you just said about that, but I'm not sure what the bloodstone recognition, the full details of a bloodstone recognition are.
Do you explain this? Do you tell us the story?
Some of it. You can tell that it's discomfort when I'm talking about the history. It's like in my past, when I was a slave. One of the slave masters pricked his finger, and soon afterwards, I was whipped. And I explained about That's what brings to my memory the most.
Well, maybe it has something to do with. I mean, it's a bloodstone. Maybe it has something to do with using your blood to recognize or learn about something.
Since he suggested it and Pelicans like that, he does it. He's gonna keep me cursed or something. You're a dead man. I'm just saying. Or a dead girl.
That woman.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not afraid of you.
So you're going to prick your finger?
Yeah.
You hold it between your thumb and your finger with the pointy end towards your finger, and you push. Roll me a Constitution saving throw. All right.
Ooh, thank you.
You notice that the gem turns an opaque red, the color of blood. More intriguingly, it is the exact color of your blood, which is now flowing inside the gem's interior.
That is cool. What I'm picturing is pretty cool. Might be freaky, but it looks cool. Do I have any sense of it now?
Nope.
I
hand him the ring.
Okay, because before he did that, my inclination was like I was going to repeat what the uh, slave master did to me did after he pricked it. He touched his item, so that's what I was going to do is touching my
Okay, then you go for it.
pickaxe.
As you touch the ring with the stone, you then can tell that the ring is called the Ring of the Stuck Spider, and it allows the user to cast the web spell 3 times per long rest. Atop the ring is a web intricately carved into the ring. On the inside, there is a strange inscription. It reads, "To my love, may you never leave." And anybody could have read that. Oh wait, no, maybe not. Can anybody read Gnomish? Totally skipped over that portion.
Not me.
I don't know. I might.
I got Dwarvish, Elvish.
Yeah, you got Gnomish.
Okay, then
Yeah,
yes.
so you could read it. It's in Gnomish. It says, "To my love, may you never leave."
I tell what I just read, and I look at our resident. Who fights from the back of us the most? I know Arden does, but who else?
Arden, Nowhere, and myself.
I say that one of you three should use it, considering you fight from the back, and you have more time to think about such things.
I have plenty of abilities to be using. So
Yeah. And besides, you already stuck your blood on it. Thing's yours.
Okay.
well, the ring he can hand off to someone else.
Yeah, the ring. I found out what it was. Not.
Yeah, so you guys can take it. If neither of you want it, I'll go ahead and carry it if you guys want.
I'm happy as I am right now.
Okay, nowhere. Do you want it?
Nowhere wanted to have spells. I remember him saying that.
Yeah, but this is not my kind of spell.
Okay, I'll go ahead and hold on to it. See if Claudette wants it.
Okay.
And as I hand my hand will go to my pickaxe.
As you look at the stone, it has become clear and diamond-like in appearance again.
In for a penny, in for a pound. He does it again.
Constitution save.
Thank you.
You don't know if it passed yet. Which it did. And it goes back to the color of your blood.
He touches his pickaxe, the one that keeps disappearing and reappearing.
You can tell that this is a pick of teleportation. Directly after hitting a creature with this weapon, roll a d4. It will teleport 30 feet in a cardinal direction and then drop to the ground.
Okay, useless pickaxe, no longer in my fighting capabilities. Crumbles as he needs to find a new weapon.
And you have 2 weapons.
So which one is it? The war pick or the miner's pick?
Yours, let me see.
You came in glory. What?
The war pick and the hand axe are your normals. It was the miner's pick that you want to get rid of.
Okay.
It's gone.
So are you going to identify all the rest of our items?
He says, is there anything that actually really needs to? Because I feel that this is a fight every time I prick my finger.
Well, this book and I believe Nowhere's quiver. Maybe the black rapier for Claudette.
Are there things that need to be done this instant? That's my question. I know I was doing the pick. The only reason I did the pickaxe because I'm using it in battle. It keeps disappearing. I need to know that. If we need to know, then yeah, no problem. We do this. But if not,
We won't need to know, or we won't know if we need to know until we know. It's your call.
Elton don't want to prick his little finger.
out of the items, which is the most important?
I would say at least Nowhere's quiver. He's had that for a while, and probably know what he's carrying around before we go too much further.
Okay. He does it. He'll do it 2 more times. One for the rapier and one for the.
Okay, so as you prick your finger a third time, give me a Constitution save. And roll me a d10. Your hit point maximum for the day is down 6 points. It'll restore on a long rest. But there is now blood inside the gem.
He reaches over and asks for Nowhere's. You can see he's drained, but he doesn't show any other signs.
And I hand the quiver to him.
And I touch the quiver.
Before he does this, I thought we had already done this with the attunement of the quiver.
I did too. I thought the rapier was the only thing we needed, but because the doesn't the quiver give you a weapon? You can no, that's my dad's thing. So I don't know.
I already had it moved up into the top portion.
Oh, oops. Hey, Claudette.
I was just wondering if y'all were breaking. Can you hear me?
Not into it yet, but we are about to, yes.
Okay, I was just calling to check in on y'all. I didn't want to interrupt the game.
Okay, then I guess if the quiver's already done, then the quiver's already done.
I'll do the rapier.
Okay. That's a good point to log in, Claudette.
Yeah, you picked up a black rapier that Illikin is about to identify for you.
Sweet.
Cost me blood, sweat, and tears too, so you should really be happy.
Well, blood and
you?
tears, not a whole lot of sweat.
A lot of sweat waiting, trying to build up the nerve to prick that finger.
So as you place the gem next to this rapier, first I'm going to I'm gonna read this first paragraph for Claudette. From when she found it. Or when she grabbed it. As you pick up this rapier, you notice the impression on this blade as though it was forged by manipulating the properties of obsidian. In fact, it seems to be so dark as though it is almost shunning the light away from it. As you slide your hand over the smooth and comfortable hilt, You note 7 engraved runes along either side of the grip. The 7 runes are different, but the copies on the other side are the same. As your hand continues down the hilt to where the grip ends, begins, there's a small black onyx gemstone centered opposite the front base where the guard should meet. As you gaze upon the guard, a picturesque raven is ornately implanted within. Whomever designed this guard must have spent hours carving each precious feather so that the raven almost looks as though it is alive. Set in the sockets of the raven's head on either side of the peak of the guard are 2 black opals. The pommel consists of 1 large stone that looks clear at first glance, but as you stare at it, you see wisps of black and gray within the center of the stone. As Illiken is looking at this and observing it and touching his stone against the blade, he can tell that the stone inside the pommel is a black phantom quartz. And he... What's that?
I said, that's beautiful.
Upon attunement to this rapier, and you can tell that its name is Death by Stone in deep speech, and that it requires an attunement by one that has been touched by death or undeath. And upon that person attuning to this rapier, this weapon will grant the light property. Currently it weighs about 6 pounds, but upon attunement, the weapon will gain the light property. The magic sways the mind, and you sense that if one was to critically fail a roll on a sneaky skill set, say Thieves' Tools, Sleight of Hand, or Stealth, you may be able to try again immediately. You may use that ability once per short rest. You also understand that if you were to press the black onyx, the black phantom quartz pommel will pop open and the inside of the handle is void of material, allowing the storage of a single vial of basic poison within the hilt. And it will automatically apply the poison as the poison is used. A single vial is good for 6 applications.
I tell her she's hit the jackpot and tell her what she's found.
All I'm going to say is sweet. Have we already had a long rest?
Not yet.
You've not yet.
I sent you a picture through Discord if you want to see the picture of it.
And we did.
I'll be able to look in a few minutes. I'm driving right now. Where did I find this rapier?
Down in the cistern when you were scouting the 3 rooms to the south, the one that had the albino tiefling, the one with the block of ice, and the one with the lever. It was just in front of that block of ice, point down into the frost.
Wait. Is it a main hand or an offhand?
Oh, we can discuss that later. I would say Maine.
With the light property, it could be either. But I think you would want to use it in Maine personally. And the scimitar wounding. But that's just my opinion.
I didn't know I could offhand the scimitar of wounding, so we'll
Yep,
talk about it later.
They're both light, so you can. And Elkin, were you going to try a fourth time with the with your gem?
Not unless I'm actually told to. He'll follow the leader's advice on this one. You trust him to a point. He looks. Do you want me to do the book now to see if it'll help us?
Well, you said that you would regain your vitality with taking a long rest.
Okay, I actually did not say that. I told you. You saw that I looked withered,
Okay, then never mind.
but I did not say.
No.
I already pre-warned you guys that this feels like it's a fight doing this, but no, it's like okay, I'll keep doing it. So if
Nope.
you want to, sure, let's do this.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. Can I get you to put the description of that book in the chat real quick, Sky? Sorry for being a pest. And then can I ask that we...
Go ahead and take a long break.
Yeah.
Or take a break. Yeah.
Please.
Yep.
Illikim puts the diamond away, or the gem away. And he sits down.
That is a badass looking rapier.
I'm envious, I'll tell you.
I don't know if Sky told y'all, but shortly after finding out that I had to work today, I got a phone call while I was at work today, and we've got a small family emergency, so I'm running home.
Well, prayers with you and drive safe then.
Thank you. I didn't want y'all to think that I was being a flake.
We don't think such a thing.
Well, maybe I should think more highly of myself.
Says the one who thinks she is so old because she goes to bed at 8.
But then I'm right back up at 11:30.
Exactly.
But it did feel old going to bed at 8 o'clock in the evening. It's like old folks do this.
I worked weird hours. I was sometimes in bed at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and waking up at 8 o'clock at night.
So, did you kill Kenny last night?
No, but they came close.
Well, maybe you should have been on time, Kenny. You know I'm joking.
Of course, I do.
How's your dad, Kenny?
I don't know, how are you, Dad?
You know what? He is probably timed out and can't talk.
He's probably taking a break, going to the restroom or whatever. He's doing okay. From what I understand, he's enjoying his Sundays in the game and stuff like that.
Well, that's good. Sky, you doing okay? He might have had to go do what he has to do. Break time is usually the time that I get up, go to the bathroom, get a Diet Coke, try to make something to eat, sit down, try to snack, and then start talking with y'all a little bit more.
So is this the emergency? Is it going to be a couple of day emergency or just a?
I'm gonna go down there and check on everybody and make sure everybody's okay, and then come back to Columbia. But I can't afford to miss work. So
No, I completely understand that.
I'm just trying to make the best use of my time possible, and unfortunately, that means I gotta go home tonight.
I've been there. Trust me, with my dad, I completely understand. And with me being in the accident, my parents understand as well.
Well, my brother was killed in a car accident back in 2005. And so my dad does not easily say, I need you to come home. You know, it's got to be pretty darn serious for him to want me to come home. So I don't think it's serious enough that, somebody died or something, but serious enough that he wants to tell me what he needs to tell me in person.
Yeah, that's a good thing to go home then.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right. I don't have any Diet Cokes, but yeah, I had to go use the restroom, so I was away.
I figured as much. Work's going okay for you?
It's going a little better. Yeah, I don't know. Same old, same old.
It is what it is, right?
Exactly.
It pays the bills.
Yep.
Okay. So who got off of vent when we took the break? Was that Latham?
Everyone's still in here, but I would imagine, and typically, at the very least, leaves them and, oh, no. Okay. Somebody did leave. Arden left.
Okay.
Kenny, you might want to text your dad. You might not know that he realized that he, left Discord.
3-man stop. You are not that hungry. My dog is eating paper in the back seat.
Paper's made of trees. Trees are vegetables. Vegetables are good for you.
Yeah, except for he had a whole big old bowl of dog food this morning.
More. Need more.
Did you see my National Dog Day pictures?
Possibly. I'd like to say I did, but honestly, every time I go into Facebook, it's suggested, sponsored, suggested, friend,
You noticed that
suggested,
too?
sponsored, suggested, friend, and it's just freaking annoying.
You noticed that too, huh?
Yeah. I put a complaint in. I'm like, y'all need to fix your platform because this is stupid. I used to see my friends on my timeline feed, whatever you want to call it, and now all I see is groups that you think I should join, which I won't be joining because I don't want to, and ads that are sponsored based on you looking at my browsing history, like Sirenscape, which I already, have and don't need an ad for.
Yeah.
I tried calling, but it's not going through. Playing if he's not there. Never mind. Here.
Alright, well, I am going to concentrate on driving and let you guys get back to the game. When we take the long rest, I would like to attune.
Definitely.
And make sure I get my wills from the grave back too.
Yep. Will do.
Because those are handy in combat.
Definitely.
Hello, hello.
Eagle, you there?
Welcome back.
Hey guys, I didn't realize it happened. I don't even know how it happened.
I noticed that you logged out. I didn't know if it was you or Lazen that logged out, so.
Hopefully
Anywho,
nobody.
y'all have fun. And don't forget to roll my 4. Kenny, remind Sky after I have my main hand hit something, then he needs to roll 1d4 damage on the beginning of his next turn.
I can do that, but also, that would depend on Jeff rolling a good roll that you hit something or detect something.
Oh, well, it's just hitting something. I just need to hit it.
He rolled stealth for you twice this morning, or this, couple hours ago. And, like, I don't know, I think there was one stealth and maybe an inside, I don't know what it was, but every roll that he's rolled for you were like, below 10. And
Oh,
then
really?
he
So
rolled,
he's got shitty dice.
yeah, and then he rolled on Celestine and got, like, 20, 18, 24.
But the good thing is, you have a new
I
sword
might.
that will give you the ability to re-roll every time he screws up.
Reroll once on a sneaky ability per long rest.
Yeah, that'll
Well,
be
at
nice.
least one.
If it critically fails.
Critically fails. Anyway, so I guess I'll wait for White to come back and ask him what the fuck's up with the dice. Rolls good for him, doesn't roll good for me. What's up with that, man? But anyway, I will talk to y'all later.
All right.
Okay.
Safe drive.
Drive safely.
You bet.
First.
Bye-bye.
Oh.
You guys waiting on me?
Guess.
You and Latham. Or, sorry, you and nowhere. Bum, 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 bum.
Okay, give him a couple more minutes.
No, that's okay. Did you hear what she said, Jeff? She complained about your low dice, and then also that on any long rest she wants it equipped.
Sure.
Good.
And as far as the dice is concerned, not my fault. I had nothing to do with the dice. But they're rolling that way for me, not for her, so. Granted, it may be on her character, but that's not the point. Thank you. Back up, Nix.
Okay, I'm back.
Glad you're back.
I think that makes everyone.
Me here, me here.
I'm here.
Except maybe the DM.
I'm here. So, you guys are in the library, and just figured out the ring is, what the pick is, and what the rapier is.
And using the rock drains me.
And that using the rock has the chance to drain you. But that it gives you the ability to identify things.
Out of character. Is this what you were talking about earlier? That it'll do it mandatory, but instead it's a long rest, not a, or permanently not a long rest.
What?
Beginning of the game, you said the book said to do something when something happened.
Oh no, this has nothing to do with that. Yeah, you're talking about corruption. Yeah, no, this has nothing to do with that.
Okay, we're ready. Thanks.
Nowhere. Where are you positioned while everybody's looking at all this stuff?
Oh, I'm checking out this back room.
Well, I thought my name was nowhere.
I didn't hear who he was talking to. I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, he said that there was a library next to his bedroom.
That would be here.
Yes.
So, it was burned down. We found those items in it.
It was burned down?
Yes, the library is burned. That works. And he asked us if we wanted to search it and we could keep anything we found.
Okay. I guess I didn't get that part. But I also haven't found anything.
Well, we found the ring, the book, and the...
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did as a group, but I haven't found anything else.
I'm asking, where are you positioned while these things are being viewed, while Illiken's doing the gym and touching different items with it?
So far,
Well,
we've talked about shafts and touching. We're not having a
yeah.
good day so far.
I appear to be in the speaker's bedroom, across from the room at the foot of the bed. So they'd be just inside the door. Is that what you're looking for?
I was just trying to determine if you were near Illiken Theater of the Mind while you guys were looking at this stuff.
Well, he's
If you were looking at this stuff or wandering elsewhere.
no, I'm right here with the rest of the group.
Okay. Give me an investigation check. Ouch.
Not particularly impressive.
Okay, never mind. Maybe later.
Okay.
Did we know when it was burned?
A few years ago, before Seaver took over as
Okay.
speaker.
Then it doesn't matter. I was just seeing, if it was something they were trying to hide from me seriously.
No, he told you about it and said that it had burned, and nobody ever restored it, and he hasn't restored it. Doesn't have a use for libraries, so he hasn't restored it.
Well, his lost, our gain.
At this point, it's probably about noonish, and there's sun coming through the windows lightly.
Well, once we finish up all this stuff, I would like to suggest we take some downtime. I have a couple spells I'd like to learn and some armor I'd like to finish up. Is anyone opposed to taking a day off?
Pelican doesn't have any problem with that. He's a little tired.
Sounds like an idea to me.
Fine for me.
One thing he does say to the group, we have to think about what we're going to do now, since I don't remember why we're here to begin with, except to see if, yeah, I don't.
We were here to try to find who we are. We were here to attempt to chase down the cauldron, and we were here because Nerth and Scath from Targos had something going on here, which I'm assuming is probably the cold. And we took care of that stuff as best we can.
Pelican does suggest that we go down and ask the tiefling if he knows anything about the Brotherhood.
You're welcome to go down and speak to Avarice to see if she knows anything about the Brotherhood.
In her travels. So yeah, I have no problem with that.
Okay, so I guess we'll find a room here. He said that we were welcome to stay, so I guess we'll find a room. Or I'll find a room, I don't know. Others can join you or not.
Yeah, finding the room now is a good idea. Oh, we can always ask him to show us to a place where we can sleep. It's his castle. Or keep.
Good point.
For sleeping, basically, it's either the servants' quarters or it's any of the towers that have beds and cots.
Well,
Okay, let's say we take a nap in the northwest tower. Or take our day off in the northwest tower. How does that sound to everyone?
is that the one where Elegant has to go downstairs and check with the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that works for me.
Okay.
Gang.
Wait, just switch maps.
Woot woot. We don't have to bring Elkin down there, but he would stop down and row the boat across and talk to.
So as you enter her bedchamber, she's no longer there. Nor is any of her possessions.
I'm gonna do a quick investigation to see if she left anything. What do I need to roll?
Investigation.
I did say a quick one.
You look through, there's some parchment, in a small receptacle near the desk. There's another couple pieces of parchment, on the desk that have been written on. You don't recognize the language. Yeah, other than that, that's about it.
Does it look like she's left permanently?
Give me an insight check. No, she might be coming back.
I'm seeing what type of person he is.
Yeah.
I said she. Let's see. He's going to collect the parchments.
Okay.
And then go back up to join the rest.
Claudette will spend time attuning to her new rapier. Philistine?
I would like to spend some time finishing that leather armor, or studded leather armor I'm working on. If you don't mind.
Yep. Go for it. Get dirty for stitching and stuff. Yeah. In the next 4 hours, you definitely get it finished.
And then I would like to start working on learning some spells. Again, if you don't mind.
Not a problem.
Do you need to know the spells and all that?
I'm still on the professions page. All right,
Anybody else?
which ones were you learning?
Sensors, floating disc, and shield. It should take me 4 hours and 200 gold. Sorry, 4 hours each and 100 gold each.
So noon for. And probably get both the spells in if you skip dinner before going to bed. Otherwise, just the one.
That's fine.
Are you doing anything during this time?
Was that addressed to me?
Yes, sir.
I'm just resting.
And looking.
Once I get back upstairs, I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna go in and pay attention to watch the chef for a little while. Because I have a cookbook, I figure out and see if he has any spices that he can get me when I leave.
He will allow you to watch him. Roll me a straight intelligence check.
wonderful instructor.
He's explaining what he's doing as he's doing it. And you are just... The aroma is amazing. Your mind is just drifting in and out, thinking about how good this is going to taste when dinner arrives.
And really glad I am not helping.
And nowhere? You doing anything?
Yeah, I was thinking about how it would be nice to be able to enhance my bow so that when I fire, it would be more than just a bow. It could be +1, or maybe I can learn how to make +1 bolts or something. I don't know what, but I just would like to have something more, and I don't know how to go about it. And apparently nobody else does either.
As you stroll around the keep, the talking to the guards, it's almost like talking to a brick wall. They kind of just look at you in awe and look at their weapons, which are comparable to yours. And they're confused as to why you would want to do anything to a perfectly good weapon. One of the guards will mention to talk to a woman by the name of Tam, who is the housemaid in the keep. And when you go and find her, she will write down on a piece of parchment that you should talk to a weaponsmith in either Bryn Shander or Targos. And they may be able to strengthen the bow. However, this is if this is a just normal longbow, they typically, for enchanting purposes of making a magical bow, they typically will use an elven style longbow, more exotic woods that will hold the magic better. So there's not much that they could do specifically to this bow. But if you found a greater bow, or a nicer quality of a bow, that they could enchant it, but sometimes enchanting can cost lots of money. Like, just putting all this on parchment, like in little pieces, because she doesn't talk. But she's kind of trying to get the point across that the best bet would be to either find something out while adventuring, or to spend a lot of money on a magical bow, or on the process of making the magical bow, or if you can find just a magical string that you can restring your bow with.
Well, I thank her for her valuable insight, and say I'll keep it in mind, as I'm just a poor bowman. I don't have much money, and so I think any sort of request to make me a magical bow would be out of the question. But who knows? I might find something. At least this gives me an idea of some things to look for. And thank you for your time.
You'll smile.
With that, I then wander back to where we're resting for the night.
That's true. You do have the weapon of warning, though, which is magical. I mean, it's not. It's magical for the sake of overcoming magical resistances.
But it was my understanding that it was not a well, it's not a magical bow in the...
It does not add to the attack. It's not a stronger magical attack, but it is magic in, like, if a creature has resistances to
Mundane weapons.
to normal piercing, bludgeoning, that kind of stuff, that this would overcome that.
And you suggest that you could add to the enchantment, and well,
I don't know if that's possible. I'm just throwing it out there. Imagine it won't be cheap though.
and that's the problem because I don't have money or much money.
And I just used all mine, so.
Or the weapon of... So, just to clarify, I currently have 4 bows. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, I've been using the longbow that I built with my mentor's help.
Yeah, you know the longbow you started the game with,
Yes.
and then you got a
Yeah.
short bow and a longbow from the quiver.
Okay, and
I thought the short bow and longbow. Well, my one person took the longbow. One
No,
person.
no, that's other stuff that we found. The longbow and the short bow he still has, and he didn't give them to anyone.
okay, and then the weapon of warning, which is the bow you've been talking about. Have we made any effort to examine the longbow and short bow that were in the quiver?
Believe I was able to determine they're not magical through detect magic.
Okay, that's what I thought, but nothing more. I just...
But they could be higher quality than the one you're using, meaning they might accept an enchantment. Was why I suggested them.
Yeah,
But again, probably not cheap.
yeah, well, when we find our treasure, then I guess I can look into that. But nothing's going to help me now.
Probably not. And as far as what you're remembering, you're looking. Everyone else has their own bows, and I specifically bought one for a short bow for Claudette.
No, I know. I thought. I remember. My dad's getting the just because my brain just went completely. The where he can determine what type of arrow he's shooting. So that's why.
Just
Yeah.
a standard arrow.
Your dad has got that magic bow as well. It's a very fancy magic bow one. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't do any additional damage. It just changes the type of and one explosive. But
Right. Changes the arrow type.
Yeah.
okay. And I thought he got that from the extra bow or quiver.
No, he
Nope.
found that on it was a dead dwarf up on Kelvin's cairn. It was a dead something.
Yeah.
But
Did work. Same place we found the blue boots that I'm trying to repair. Just haven't gotten around to yet.
I understand somebody's looking for a longbow.
Just looking to enchant a longbow.
Oh, enchant one. Oh, okay. I was gonna say I still have my original longbow. If somebody needed a longbow,
That's what it was. I remember. So I thought we picked up an extra that we might not have identified yet. That from the ice cave in the water, or that you picked up your from the when we first started. One of the tombs. We opened it up, and there was. I have the silver arrows, or somebody has silver
Yeah,
arrows.
I got
Arrows.
silver arrowheads.
Yes, and my dad has, or
Okay, that's what it was. That's what I was thinking about.
nowhere else has some arrows +1, I believe. Some
Yes,
magical
I have
arrows.
some of those.
But that was the weapon of warning that we picked up.
That's what my mind. It's been so long, my mind wasn't. That's what I was talking about.
Ah,
If you can't remember, you probably shouldn't argue.
I wasn't arguing. I was offering. There's a difference.
Okay. Sorry to sidetrack the whole thing. Sky, I apologize.
Then he goes to bed after he eats a wonderful meal that he was enthralled
the
by.
DM. Always the DM.
Celestine, can you give me a couple of wisdom checks, or are you doing both? You're doing both the spells tonight.
Yes.
Alright, give me wisdom checks for that.
How many?
Two. To see if you got him. Yeah, you're fine.
Good. So it's sucked bomb those now. So I've got some new spells. And just to clarify, those are on my spell list, but I still have to... They would still count against my number of spells I can prep for each day, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so...
Celestine, quick question for you. Do you still have that extra ring that you were talking about earlier? That holds spells or whatever? A pearl or whatever?
The Pearl of Power? Yes, I have it.
What does that do again?
Allows you to regain a spell slot.
The reason why he was I'll roll play it later. Okay.
I've actually been thinking about that. I might actually end up needing that.
Because if you weren't going to use it, I was suggesting since Arden is now using his spells more frequently. Him, because of his arrow attack that hits multiple charges.
Well, it doesn't take spells.
I thought it did. I thought it was a spell.
No,
It was a spell.
no.
Part of the bow.
That's
No, I'm
part
not
of the
talking
bow.
about that. I'm talking about his spell.
Oh, the volley?
Hail
Whatever.
of thorns.
Yes, the thorns one that he's starting to
Yeah.
use more aggressively.
Well,
That's because of you saying, you asking if we want it before you sold it. My mind, some reason while I'm looking at food and everything, it popped in my mind saying, wait a minute. Airden is starting to do. That'd be great for if he runs out of tail of thorns. Okay, but if you're gonna use it, never mind.
All right, let me put something into perspective for you. While this pearl is on your person and it is attuned by you, you may use an action to speak the command word and regain one expended spell slot. The expended slot was 4th level or higher. The new slot is 3rd level. Once you have used the pearl, it can't be used again until the next dawn. This means that you use your action in a combat round. It means no attack. to regain a spell slot of essentially 3rd level or lower.
Or if we get into a fight and he's used it, he can reuse it between fights.
True, but once.
Once a day is still once a day. Works.
I just want to put it out there that it is an attuned item that
Really can't be used during battle.
it can be used during battle, but more likely in the scope of magical items, a magic user would have more of a use for, or a full caster would have more of a use for this than a half or third caster, even though a half and third caster could use it.
No, that's it was strictly when because she said I'm about to sell it my mind at the present moment. Pop that up.
No, we're not in any danger selling it, don't worry. Besides, there's a few things about that I want to clear with the DM before I make any commitments to anything. But there's no point in taking game time to do it.
Yeah. My guy eats a wonderful meal.
The DM's kind of an asshole, so we'll see.
I smelled it, and I think it's a good meal. So my nose is going to overpower my taste buds.
I meant on White's stuff, not on your food.
Oh, okay.
Your food is wonderful. This guy knows how to 50 ways on how to cook trout, and it is always different.
And
Almost
awesome.
like you're not even eating trout at all.
I tell him thank you for trying, and the best food I've had in a while. Granted, I eat mostly berries, but still.
So, night goes on, you get some amazing trout, and Elstein is busy trying to decipher some spells out of a spell book that you picked up, or scroll or something that you picked up earlier. Spell book. In your new bed chambers for the evening, in the Northwest Tower. Anybody else want to do anything before they take their long rest?
No, I just sit back and dream. Probably no real fruition from that, but sometimes daydreaming can be fun.
I'm going to enjoy a long, peaceful rest.
In me notes. And as usual, I lose what I'm trying to find. Okay. So your rest goes without any issues. And the morning comes, and as usual, it is still dark outside, but you got a nice warm fire in the middle of the guard tower, keeping you somewhat warm. I need Celestine to roll me a 1d6. I need Illican to roll me 1d6. And I need Claudette to roll me 2d6. Cool.
Do I regain?
You do regain the health points that you lost yesterday.
I was not going to ask until after you said something, or until after I rolled that d6, though. I'm like, let's find out. Elkin will ask as we're sitting at the table after we woke up, and everybody's come down for breakfast. He'll hand over the.
And over the
The notes that he found downstairs from her leaving, and sees if anybody can read them. And then he also asks if you would like me to check that book now.
Certainly.
this morning. Roll me. Get that open. Roll me a. Save 9. Roll me a d6. Your maximum health goes down by 3 points for the day. As the gem starts flowing with your blood. And overnight, I would say that overnight, it wasn't a tuning process because it's not an attuned item, but overnight, sleeping with the gem, it feel like you understand the properties.
Okay. And what are the properties of the gem?
It is in your journal.
Do I need to do a 1d4?
Oh yeah, I did do that, huh? Oops. Sure. So if I read the whole thing, huh? Sorry, it was late last night while I was creating this, so you take an additional 2 points of damage, but you can get that restored before your long rest.
I inform the group that I have a better understanding of the gem as I touch the book, thinking that it's worth the not the risk, but the maybe the ward will oversee the damage. I let him know that it drains a part of my soul, or of my not my soul,
Life
but
force.
my life force to use it. It has up to 3 chances, or three damage, or three identifies a day. However, on each turn, I have a chance of being drained for the remainder of the day for every time I use it. Until long rest.
So we want to be real sparing with you using your ring.
Yeah, real sparing, or, hey, if it's not something that we need to worry about, let's not worry about it. Or spread it out a couple of days if we can.
Now, that said, the way that I'm imagining this is like if you had nothing to identify today, you could put 1 charge in and you might lose some hit points off your total. You might not, depending on the DC. And the DC will go up each time you do it. So you could do this 3 times today, and you might lose a bunch of hit points today. If you just do it once today, that will still be in there tomorrow. And you could do once tomorrow and once the next day, and it could stay filled with the 3 charges for the next 3-4 weeks, and then all of a sudden you have 3 items to do, and then you prick your finger for between 1 and 3 damage when you use it.
So I can pre-charge it.
Correct.
Okay. So I suggest something that I do at night, charge it once a night, and then have them ready for when we use it. And that won't affect us during our travels as badly.
Sounds like a good idea.
Second of all, are we going to bring this ice body to his parents later today then? Or his mom?
Yes.
And how far of a ride is it? Walk. My mind's really wants that wagon.
So I'll leave back in Bremen.
Hey, maybe when we're there, that's never mind. That's not mead. I'm shutting up now.
$11.25 hours with your snowshoes.
Okay.
Assuming that you don't get in any nasty weather or get pulled off in a different direction.
Is mead on the way to there?
Good meat?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Oh, we did promise that we would try to get them delivered ale. And
That was in East Haven. We have to get the mead from East Haven, not from Good Meat.
Well, I thought Good Meat creates meat.
Yes, but Caer Dineval receives their meat from East Haven.
Okay, the reason why I was asking is we already know that the speaker of Dineval or East Haven is corrupt.
No,
Because
East Haven guy wasn't corrupt.
I thought he stopped because he didn't want it. Okay, never mind then. I was under the assumption Illiken's thinking that member of the he stopped sending me because they're not a member of the Brotherhood. So if we bypass them altogether and get them a designated route, then we make friends with the guy here and start to supersede the Brotherhood.
Okay, I think you're thinking about Targos, and that's Zentarum, not the Brotherhood.
Okay. Well, he gets his gear ready to go then.
Yeah, I've been doing all right. So, he got,
I'm assuming we finished our long rest, so I'm going to pack up, get ready to do whatever the next mission is we're going to do.
oh, no. So I had 2 weeks that wasn't even on that check, you know what I mean? But he's going to find us out. Yeah. So, I don't know how good it's going to be, but I'm sure it'll be more.
All right, so as you prick your finger and you place the gem over the book,
Yeah.
you feel a little bit of your life force escape you. And you can sense that this book has a charge of magical energy inside of it that is replenished every so often. And one must read the tome to gain access to said magical energy. However, one must open the book in order to read it, and there lies in mystery.
Tell me how to open the book. Okay.
Illiken, give me another investigation check. Not Illiken, sorry, Nowhere.
Ignore
Yeah,
that
good.
then.
I will. As Illiken is kind of muttering to himself with this gem over this book, you look down, and it's a language that you can read, and it says the name on the side of the book says "History of the Hells." And on the cover of the tome, it reads, "Palm the Ember after rotating the realm of possibilities."
That's interesting, but being able to read the words and understanding what they mean are two different things. Palm what ember? And how does one rotate the realm of possibilities?
Do you tell us what you read, or
Okay, it happens that is a language that I do understand, at least the words.
You would recognize it as infernal.
Yes, I thought so. Oh, okay. All right.
Does the circle in the middle? Can I try to turn the circle in the middle? With the palm trees?
and I tell everybody what I felt from the book.
Um,
And just like put my palm on it and try to, just twist my hand. Does anything happen?
uh, Give me a straight dexterity roll.
See, I like my character.
No. Nothing happens.
Can I turn the book upside down? And then put my palm on it?
Give me another dexterity roll.
Damn it, I should have read.
As your finger as you put the palm on the on the on the palm tree, and you have your hand outstretched, and you try turning it. Just happens that one of the nines seems to rotate out of place.
Oh, okay. So, see if I can turn all 3 nines. Into okay, this is sounding demonic. Turn them all into 6s, I guess.
This is you just, it's as bad as I'm going to prick my finger.
It is an infernal, so.
Yeah, that just occurred to me as well. So.
Yes, you are able to turn all 3 nines, so that they now resemble 6s. Like I'm gonna draw on the map. That's probably gonna be the easiest.
Go for it.
Did it again. So that's how it looked, ish before. And then when you rotated them, the 6s are all facing into the palm tree in the circle.
I'm not seeing his drawing. Oh, I got it. Okay. And this says to palm the ember after rotating the realm of possibilities.
Ilkin has done enough. He's stepping back because he's not messing with.
That makes it look a little better. So as all 3 6s are facing the interior or towards the center, the the palm tree starts to glow like it's on fire.
I'll kind of look up at the others and slowly place my palm on it.
Here's your.
is doing good too. I ain't got nothing against them or anything, but
Roll me a d6.
that was the only thing. It wasn't so much
Take 4 points of fire damage as the clasp unlocks.
the bad attitude towards shit. More so.
Okay, open it up. What do I see?
It is written in strange language.
I hand it to Nowhere because he seems to be able to read it. What's it say?
Illiken will remind you that if you read it, you become powerful, but it may or may not be a good thing. Just saying.
Can you get a gist for what it is by reading the first page or so?
You like giving sacrificial.
I don't see how to read the book.
And it's an infernal. So, are you reading it?
It's theater of the mind, Dad.
Uh, okay, I'm struggling to read it.
Alright, so as you start reading it, you figure out that it is a history book of the plains of hell. The plains where your people come from. And it goes through, and just in the first page, it starts talking about, I don't know, the ninth plane of hell and how it started and all that kind of stuff. Just skimming over, you don't get a general sense, but you get the sense that it's going to be a history book of sorts.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Well, this appears to be a history book of sorts for maybe the ninth plane of hell. And, that's supposedly where tieflings come from. So maybe it's my history.
Well, would you like to take it and read it?
I suppose I could try to read it, but I'm concerned that there may be underlying magic in just the reading of it that's going to change what happens here.
That's possible. I think it might be worth the risk, in my opinion. But that's your prerogative.
Yes, well,
I certainly don't want to push you into something that you're not comfortable doing.
I can try, but I don't know that. I don't know. I suppose I would learn, or possibly learn more about my people, but that I also don't know that it's not going to change me. And of course, I don't know that it is either. It's interesting, and I'll take it on. But if you or any of you start noticing a difference in me, please let me know.
He looks to Celestine since she knows.
Sure.
How do you like that mace, man? How do you
Seems
like that mace?
appropriate.
All right. What did happen?
I think we're ready to leave.
Oh, he did. Was he able to read the paperwork that I brought up?
Yes. It's mostly jumbled scribblings. It's not as easy to read as this book, because this book is nicely written in Infernal, and the notes that you brought up were scribbled in Infernal, but basically, um, it says something along the lines of let them don't let your arrogance fool you. You will need their help, and they will need yours.
That's rather cryptic.
Okay. So, you want to sit here and keep reading, or do you guys want to head out?
I think we should move on.
I hate to be the party pooper, but I gotta go.
That's about that time anyway.
Yeah. So we'll pick up next week with you heading out of Caer Dineval.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And the plan currently is towards Bremen.
Yep.
Hey, thank you for a good game, everybody. Dad, when will you be free?
About